Okay, so in the NFC South, we have a team that goes by the New Orleans Saints. And with Drew Brees, their all-time great quarterback, his final season has come to an end. They've signed both their backups. They signed both of them. Taysom Hill, I forgot how much he's getting. If you guys know the number off the top of your head, not
4 year 140
for Taysom Hill, and then Jameis Winston, Mr. Eat a W, he got a 1 year, $14 million contract. What in the world is going on in New Orleans? Is that offense going to a waste with these two quarterbacks fighting for a spot, or should we look for them to go get another quarterback?
But keep it 100 with you. I don't think they get another quarterback. I think they ride with Taysom Hill and they ride with Jameis Winston. One thing that the Saints have been adamant about, and especially Taysom Hill, because of course it's Taysom Hill, is the fact that they actually do believe in Taysom Hill. They believe he's an actual quarterback. Now, he did win a couple games with them as a starter. They didn't necessarily play the best competition. But regardless, they did win a couple of games. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if he's actually going to be a sustainable quarterback because of his, mobility. But as far as the contract, I do want to kind of talk about that. It's not necessarily as egregious as it looks because all of the years avoidable as of right now. The guarantees that he does have is about $12 million. So of course, if he plays like all 16 games and they go to the playoffs, he could make upwards of $40 million. $30 million this year, which is absolutely insane. But I believe, in the quarterback competition, Jameis Winston has to win that quarterback competition. Jameis Winston was a number one pick in the NFL draft. We thought it was going to be a transcendent quarterback. We thought it was going to be absolutely great. Some of the best leadership in the NBA. I mean, in the NFL. Possibly not the best because he did try to eat a W, but that's a topic for a different day. But I believe, we have to expect him to take the next step. We thought, him sitting a year behind Drew Brees, understanding and learning from his mistakes, he could potentially take the next step. I think that right there should definitely, get Jameis Winston to the position that he should be in. Now, the problem with the Saints is that they're broke. They're over the cap. But I do have to admit, the NFL, they're playing with fake money right now. Of course, it is a hard cap, but the things I'm seeing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do, it just seems like it's all fake. And the Chiefs got $20 million free of cap space. It's all fake money right now. They can finesse and finagle that. But I just don't. But because of that, I'm still sticking with my guns. I don't necessarily think they could add another quarterback at a high price range. Even, people they've been talking about him, they've been talking about them possibly trading for Russell Wilson. I don't think they'll necessarily be able to do that. But if they'll be able to do that, that would definitely be a very good thing. But of course, I believe that they're definitely going to have a quarterback competition, and Jameis Winston is going to win it.
Yeah, man, I think so with that team has a lot of firepower still. Even with Drew Brees out, that's a Super Bowl contending team minus just one quarterback. And as we talked about, in the previous segment, if you got a guy like Jared Goff that can lead a team to a Super Bowl, I think if people forget, before the 30 for 30 season that Jameis Winston had that got him, as a that ended him up as a backup. Jameis Winston was a pretty solid QB. Not the best, not the first name you even think of, but Jameis Winston can fling the ball, he can put up some yards, and a pass-heavy offense like New Orleans, I think it could be great for him. And I also think that with Taysom Hill, yes, they call him Mr. Do-It-All because, if Jameis Winston gets to that point where, it becomes too much for him, where he needs a break or he needs to sit down and recoup, you got a guy like Taysom Hill that can take more than a couple snaps for him. So, I mean, the number one choice obviously would be if you can get somebody better than both of those guys to play QB, even just a game manager, then you kind of look at the Saints as a Super Bowl favorite or a Super Bowl contender, not favorite but contender. But like Rob said, being that they don't really have money, even though the NFL is playing with the money right now, they don't really have the money. I think going in with Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston is not the worst scenario for a football team that has guys like Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Jared Cook, Sean Payton, and the list goes on for that team.
Yeah, I would have to agree with both of you. There's no reason Jameis Winston shouldn't win this quarterback battle. Yes, Taysom Hill has some nice highlight videos out there, but I don't feel like he's a starting quarterback for 16 games. We've seen Jameis Winston do it. We've seen him start 16 games in a season. Has it been amazing? No, but I feel like the number one problem with Jameis Winston, and if he can fix that problem, he could be another Dak Prescott. Let's say that. If Jameis Winston stops throwing so many picks, we know he has the arm, but the man went 30 for 30, and I'm not talking about an ESPN documentary. No, he threw 30 touchdowns, and he one-upped it by throwing 33 picks. You have to try to go out there and throw 33 picks. I sat here and I watched a YouTube video of all those picks that season. You would have thought he was throwing to the other team. Like they looked bad. They looked really bad. But if Sean Payton and the New Orleans Saints can find a way to fix that problem, I don't know how to fix that problem. They're the ones who get paid big money, not me. But if they can fix that problem of Jameis Winston throwing so many damn picks with the offensive firepower they have in New Orleans, no reason they shouldn't be at least in the NFC Championship game.
I don't know, dog. In my opinion, I think the days of the Saints actually competing is over. I think it's over. You know, we might have all the faith in the world in Jameis Winston. I don't necessarily think he'd be able to grow from 30 picks to only throwing, let's say hypothetically, 8 picks in a season just off of 1 year sitting behind Drew Brees. I think Jameis Winston has the highest upside, you feel me, with Jameis Winston. If we hypothetically think he could possibly be the best version of himself, then they could possibly go to the NFC Championship. But I just don't think it's going to be a situation. I'd book possibly 20 interceptions for Jameis Winston, and because of that, I don't see him competing.
Yeah, man. So the spotlight is on Jameis Winston, man. This is really a now or never kind of situation. You had a talented team in Tampa Bay. You got a talented team now. What are you going to do? You were a number one pick for a reason, like you guys said. So let's see what happens, man. I got my money on Jameis Winston to win this QB1 position.
And no reason he shouldn't. Jameis Winston, man, if you watching this, go to work. Make your family proud, man.
We need some W's.
We got to eat these W's, man. I can't even do it.